I would not shut up about this one on stream tonight. This one was, in my opinion, the best pick of the first round. And when my ranking every first round pick video comes out, you can expect this one at or at least very near the top if I have a change of heart when I record that tomorrow morning. If you guys are interested in watching the draft live stream, it's up on the YouTube channel. And I will be live for day 2 and 3 on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Bengal. It was a lot of fun tonight, and there were so many surprises. Christian Gonzalez falling to 17 was one of the biggest. You know, you talk about the shock picks, the Jahmyr Gibbs at 12, the Jack Campbell at 18s, the Will McDonald's at 15. Christian Gonzalez falling to 17 might be the biggest surprise of the draft for me when I had him as my CB1, and I thought he was neck and neck with Devin Witherspoon. And when Witherspoon went 5, I go, oh, Gonzalez is a lion at 6. Surely. Didn't happen. Raiders, and they traded out, of course. Raiders at 7. I go, well, this is where I had him in my mock, so this is going to work out perfectly. He is a Raider. They go Tyree Wilson, even with a foot injury. And then for so many different spots as we went through the draft, I'm like, this is Gonzalez. This is Gonzalez. This is Gonzalez. And that's the Lions again at 12. That is the Patriots at 14. The Patriots not only pass up on him at 14, they trade down and still get him while getting extra picks in the process. Unbelievable. Gonzalez, I think, is right up there as the best corner in this class. And if you want a boundary corner, Christian Gonzalez, I think, has the chance to be the best one in the class. And going with his skill set to New England is phenomenal. He is a press man corner with outstanding athletic ability, the length at the position that teams covet. He is going to a perfect spot with really a defensive guru historically, maybe the best defensive mind in the history of the NFL in Bill Belichick. Not saying anything crazy there. He's developed some good corners over the years. Also missed on some. Look in the second round. Patriots have not done well in the second round at corner. But man, I cannot believe Christian Gonzalez made it not only into the second half of the first round, but to a team like the Patriots, where it's a perfect fit. Again, I think he's right up there for best corner. First one goes at 5. He goes at 17, and after Emmanuel Forbes, I think it was a fantastic job by the Patriots. If they took him at 14, this still would be up there for one of the best picks of the entire first round. They traded down and still got him. Phenomenal. I want to give the fit some love here. Anthony Richardson is up next for me. And, I was looking in the comment section of the Colts have drafted Anthony Richardson, and of course, can't really value what Joe Schmo says on Twitter. Who knows what type of research they've done, what type of qualifications they have. I've been doing this, trying to get into it for a decade, and I'm still, learning every day or trying to. You're not going to hit on everything, but the comments almost unanimously were against Anthony Richardson at 4. And I could not be more starkly opposed to that when he is the third quarterback off the board with maybe the highest ceiling of any, or certainly the highest ceiling of any of them. And not only that, talk about the upside, he is going into the perfect system. If you look at what Shane Steichen, the new Colts head coach, was able to do with Jalen Hurts as their offensive coordinator in Philadelphia, how does Anthony Richardson not perfectly translate into the Indianapolis offense? And I tweeted this out months and months and months ago. Worst case scenario for Anthony Richardson year 1 is that he's just Justin Fields from this past year. Run heavy Chicago offense. You run him a lot. But Richardson can throw the ball. He is a little bit inconsistent, but he's also only a 1-year starter at Florida. And I've made excuses for Richardson the entire process. But it's not excuses when you factor it in situation and just putting it into perspective, right? I don't think it's exclusive. I think it's perspective. And this is a guy that got better and better and better as he got more and more reps. He saw more and more defenses, and you see more coverages. You're going to learn where you need to go with the football. You're going to learn the timing of it. And the Florida offense was not designed to be light up the stat sheet at quarterback, right? Heavy RPO, heavy run first offense under Billy Napier. They wanted to run the damn ball. And that doesn't exactly let your quarterback shine. And when you look at the receivers they had, wasn't a whole lot. I mean, Ricky Pearsall was their best receiver, probably. That's not great. It's not great. He might get drafted next year, who knows? But it's not great. So I think Anthony Richardson has his best football ahead of him. I think he's going into the perfect system to be successful. Run the ball in Indianapolis and develop as a passer as you get more and more reps and more time. And I just think he's going into the perfect system. And Jalen Hurts was someone who was not especially accurate, wasn't especially good under pressure. And I think Richardson is, by the way. This is somebody who feels comfortable in the pocket, can navigate it really well. I think his pocket presence is extremely underrated. And I think in terms of being a prospect, he's leaps and bounds ahead of where Jalen Hurts was. And look at where Jalen Hurts was when Shane Steichen left. Very, very good. If Anthony Richardson can have any bit of the development that Jalen Hurts had, he's going to be an MVP candidate easily. So I'm just banking on the upside here. I think he goes to a good system. I think he goes to a coach that's going to know how to use him. This is not trying to fit, a square peg into a round hole. This is a perfect fit. And I think he's going to be extremely successful because of the system in place. You need more weapons on offense if you're Indianapolis, for sure. No question. But Michael Pittman's a good safety net. You can run the ball a lot. You have Quentin Nelson and Jonathan Taylor and a decent offensive line. Maybe go out, get Osiris Torrance on day 2. Could be looking pretty good. That's what I would do. I would build around Anthony Richardson. Yes, cornerback's a need. I get it. Edge rusher's a need. Go offensive line or receiver with your first pick on day 2. And I think you're going to reap the rewards of an Anthony Richardson as he develops. I love the pick. I hate to say this because I think Paris Johnson Jr. is good. The reason why this was one of the best picks, if not the best pick of the first round, is because what the Cardinals got in return. So this was a player they were linked to at number 3 overall. And if they could not trade down, they were going to get him at 3. Widely believed. The Cardinals move back down to 12. In the process, they get number 33 this year. The Texans first, not the Browns first, the Texans own. The Texans first in 2024. Does anyone expect the Texans to be great next year? Maybe. Maybe they shock you and they win 7 or 8 in a whatever AFC South. Maybe that happens. That's still a top 10 pick probably. The Texans also traded a 3rd in 2024, and the Texans received number 3, of course, and 105. That is unbelievable. The fact that the Cardinals were able to get number 12, number 33, which is basically as close as you can get to another first-round pick. You guys know how it works. But the Texans first in 2024? Are you kidding? The Texans go all in. All credit to them for going out and getting their guy in Will Anderson Jr. But for the Cardinals to move back, get their guy, and get the Texans' first-round pick next year, I mean, that is ridiculous. The Cardinals, in order to move back up, sent number 34, 168, and got back 81. So, I mean, pretty good. You send away 34 and 168, whatever. You get back 81. That's pretty good. But you got the Texans' first-round pick next year. You got a potential franchise left tackle. I just think the overall value was incredible. But that shouldn't go without giving Paris Johnson Jr. his props here. Maybe the best offensive tackle in the class, best true offensive tackle. I would say so. I think Peter Skoronski is the best pure offensive lineman. You worry about him being able to stick a tackle because of the arm length, but Paris Johnson Jr. doesn't have any of those limitations. Really good athlete, good feet, long arms. You like all that. Does have to develop as a pass blocker, and I think his run blocking is pretty good. He has a history of playing guard at Ohio State as well. So I think this is just going to be a really, really solid player for the Cardinals. I don't know where they're going to play him year 1. Could be right tackle, could be left tackle, maybe DJ Humphries moves. I don't know what's going to happen. I would be surprised if he did. I think Johnson's probably going to play right tackle right away, then we'll see what happens. But yeah, good player, and they got so much value in return. I mean, huge. But boy, oh boy, did I like what the Seahawks did. The Seahawks, yeah, Devin Witherspoon at 5 is cool. Value on that, whatever. Maybe the best corner in the draft. You got him at 5. That's fine. JSN at 20, when he might be the best receiver in the class, is great value. Yeah, I like Jordan Addison quite a bit. I think that, Quentin Johnston has some great potential. I like Zay Flowers quite a bit as well. These are really good players, but you waited at 20 to get him. He's ultra productive at Ohio State. I don't buy the whole Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave said he's the best one. I don't care. He played in the slot. He got the most favorable matchups. He produced a ton. But he did produce a ton. So at a high level, Ohio State football, even though you're beating up on, Maryland and whoever, Rutgers, he was very good. Had some big bowl game performances too that stand out. JSN, I think, when it's all said and done, very easily could be the most productive receiver in this 2023 class. And when you factor in the situation that he goes to, this is a home run of a pick. JSN going to Seattle is huge. When you look at the Seahawks, what's more important to their offense than having a good third receiver? Good quarterback play, but you get what I'm saying. The third receiver is really important, and they didn't really replace that. Yes, Tyler Lockett's awesome. DK Metcalf is awesome. I love those two receivers. But JSN in the slot to tie it all together, your offense is going to be cooking. I really love the value of staying put, getting him at 20, instant plug-and-play starter in the slot, and you can expect him to get, 800 to 1,000 plus yards a year. That's pretty awesome. They've got a great receiving trio. I think that's complete now. D. Eskridge, if he can develop a little bit, solid fourth option. I know he's been disappointing, but he's maybe more of a gadget player anyway. I did like him coming out, but a little bit of an older prospect. JSN's like 20 or 21. Super young, a lot of room to still develop. Really good athlete, maybe not exceptional long speed, but very quick, very twitchy, explosive, quick cuts. He's going to be a good NFL player. He's exceptional after the catch. He gives you a dynamic element to the offense that I think was previously lacking. And DK Metcalf's cool after the catch. I think he's a better vertical threat, as we all know. Tyler Lockett's an exceptional route runner with great hands. Does he offer you anything incredible after the catch? Not like JSN. This is just a really nice addition to their group, and you stuck at 20 and you got him. I think it was just great work from Seattle. And I got to talk about Philly. Philly stuck at number 10 for a while. Didn't move up for Will Anderson at 3 like was highly speculated. Maybe they made a push for it. Maybe that happened. Who knows? And then in the end, they traded up one spot and they secured maybe the best player in the entire draft. And I think if he went to another team, maybe the Raiders, I wouldn't be so stoked on this pick. I wouldn't. But the fact that he is going to a team with Jordan Davis and Nakobe Dean, his college football national champion teammates from a couple of years ago, from a team that is clearly one of the best, if not the best in the NFC. You go to same culture of winning with your teammates in a structure where I think it's going to be conducive to his success and staying out of trouble, hopefully, for Jalen Carter and the Eagles. I just think he's gone to the best scenario. And when you factor in how dominant he was playing next to Jordan Davis on that Georgia National Championship team, and now they get to do that again, as a Giants fan, I am terrified. Plain and simple. Yeah, they don't have Trayvon Walker, but we'll get to the next guy in a minute. They're recreating a national championship team, one of the best defenses in college football history, if not the best. And what made that Georgia defense tick? The front seven. It was Nakobe Dean, monster cleanup, because Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis weren't letting anybody get through. You were able to shoot gaps and make plays. So this makes life easier for Nakobe Dean. It makes life easier for Jalen Carter because you have Jordan Davis, and vice versa. It's a terrifying combo. Terrifying. I really do mean that. And when I look at the Giants, my favorite team, I look at their interior offensive line and I say, oh, they're going to get killed. And that concerns me. And that alone, you got to play the Giants twice a year, makes this an even better pick. Yippee. Another Eagle. The Eagles stuck at 30, didn't move up. You know, we saw the Jets when Jermaine Johnson fell last year. They moved up to get him. The Eagles stayed at 30, and they still got Nolan Smith. Eagles fans watching this, let me know in the comments. Would you have been happy with Nolan Smith at 10? I think you would have been. You didn't get him at 10. Didn't get him at 11. Didn't get him at 15. Didn't get him at 20. Didn't get him at 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. You got him at 30. Got the 5th-year option on him. You team him up with more Georgia National Championship teammates. Unbelievable. How did Howie Roseman pull it off? The Bears were like, we're taking Jalen Carter. Everyone thought if Jalen Carter got to 9, there was no way that Jalen Carter wouldn't be a Bear. The Eagles say, hey, how about a 4th-round pick and we can have Jalen Carter? And the Bears were all over that. And then they stay at 30 and get Nolan Smith. It upsets me. That's the video. I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.